How's it going, everybody? And welcome. It was probably pretty loud. Sorry, guys. How's it going, everybody? And welcome to another crazy, exciting episode of On the Block here. That was a song by ORMD called Who Fucking Cares. Just want to shout out to my boy ORMD. Check him out on SoundCloud. And as always, the host with the most, Spencer B. Clausen. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, dude? What's up? This is the third show of BB Can 4 season, but the first with feeds to talk about. So, kind of cool episode. Well, we were talking off air right before we went on, and we hadn't really discussed what we're going to do this season because I don't think we're going to do the typical 3 episodes per week. I think it'll at most be 2, but for sure 1. But we're still going to keep it. We're going to do more than 1. You know, we know we're going to try to do more than 1. But anyway, at first it might be kind of sketchy setting the schedule, so bear with us. But hopefully, by the 5th twist, here in about a week or 2, we'll have it. We'll have it more of a schedule nailed down.
Absolutely.
But we're still going to keep the short episodes because I know when you're trying to watch the feeds, you can't watch some hour episodes.
Yeah, but we should before we go, we should recap because we haven't had an episode since the show aired. Before we get to that, I just want to say that me and you are on the same wavelengths because you're wearing a Superman shirt and I'm wearing my Justice League shirt. So and we didn't even plan that, guys.
I know we didn't.
Super cool dudes.
Yeah.
Number one. All right, so the feeds or the show happens. It's a great first episode. Pretty much sets the stage. You get to know all these people. A lot of twist surprises with these characters that we saw their bios, and then we see their real bios on the show, and they're completely different. I think that's a pretty widely held. I think everyone's kind of thinking the same thing.
Dude, did anybody surprise you? Did you have changed feelings about people? Because I did. From the show, from bios to the show, I changed big time on some people.
Yep. Like Ramsey, I think is my big one. I think because and people say Dallas the most, but I think I had the perfect read on Dallas from the beginning. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't as hip on Dallas as everybody else was. He was like a huge favorite.
Yeah.
Seemed like early. I didn't. It's not like I didn't like him. I was not
fucking
feeling it yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and then with his bio, he seemed like I tweeted out that he kind of had the sliver of obnoxiousness. That I can't decide whether I like it, if I'm going to be able to get endeared to it, or if it's just going to bother me all season. And right now. He's kind of trying to play both sides of the house, and it's pretty obvious. Kim, who the fuck am I talking about? Cassandra, Tim. I was trying to say Tim and Cassandra at the same time. Cassandra and Tim and Joel were talking about that. So anyway, maybe Dallas is not going to be everybody's hopes and dreams, but there's still a lot of season left. And this early game, I was thinking about it earlier, dude. Jared's HOH. I mean,
Well, let's keep on waiting. Let's keep on going through these people. Let's just break down the beginning of the episode so we can talk about what happens after. I mean, first episode. I mean, it's pretty much the regular. You get to see HOH. Levita wins. Pretty cool HOH comp, I thought. Kind of a new twist on a kind of old favorite. Not even an old favorite, just a new fucking
I liked
thing.
It
was an awesome. It was a great.
I liked how
so inventive Canada is.
I like how Joel gained the advantage. He got immunity for the week.
Again,
that was cool.
A beautiful thing that
cool.
U.S. take notes because that was awesome.
Absolutely.
That's a great twist that I like. That's something that doesn't affect the game. The other thing that you get
absolutely, that's perfect. It's a perfect way to spice it up without fucking up the game.
Everything, getting into it, they reveal this brother twist. The brothers played off right. They played off cool. Fake it. Fake like they don't know each other. And then Big Brother twists it all up, which I thought was a big misstep on Big Brother's part.
Me too. Why did they let that just kind of, I hate to say organic, but that's the best way to phrase it. Why didn't they just let that play out and see how they could have done it? I mean, I guess they wanted...
Being devil's advocate, pushing them to announce it leaves it so they don't get screwed over too much later.
It's the votes. It's the way it's played. They have to know that they're only one vote. Because otherwise the votes would never make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't that be interesting? That'd be...
People are like, what is going on?
This is insane.
I refuse to vote.
Well, again, that'd be interesting. But yeah, being a devil's advocate, maybe Big Brother's actually ensuring their safety for a little bit longer just by pushing them to make that play of you guys have to admit it right out of the gates, otherwise you're screwed, which is, I don't know, interesting.
Devil's
advocate.
Okay, can we get it? Like,
Let's go to the next episode. Essentially, pretty
we'll
much.
talk-
Pretty much, I think the next episode is like
wild cards get in.
this is wild cards get in.
Yeah.
They go through
And
veto.
I want to talk about this, and I hate to ever make any kind of criticisms against the production because I think that Big Brother Canada is fantastic.
Great job.
But I don't like how Arissa suggested that Nikki and Tim work together.
Ooh, see, I didn't really catch that. I was watching the episode at work, so
she's like, "You plan to work together?" And Tim was like, "Yeah, well, actually, he didn't say that. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all." But anyway, no, but she said that, and I was just
you call that an alliance?
yeah, that's an alliance. It's good crocodile.
Yeah, but I mean,
awesome.
yeah, I don't really care for that. I mean, it's to me, it's pretty much, I don't know, like they have to already have assumed that they're gonna try to work together. Or, she wasn't presenting any new information to them. I honestly think that we should get into talking about them a little bit, just because. I mean, at the end of this episode, Nathan wins veto. Nothing really happens. Pretty much Paige goes home. Big bummer. We want to shout out Paige. We'll definitely have an interview with Paige coming up as soon as we can.
You say Nathan? You mean
Isn't Nathan? Yeah. I don't know why I think he looks like a Nathan. He looks like a Nathan.
I like the brothers a lot.
I like the brothers a lot too. I think they're a really cool idea.
It's fun. I think it's kind of they're in it. It's one of those things where they're not at an advantage, they're not at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like a neutral thing, and it has to be more difficult. So it's got to be a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But it would still be a fun disadvantage to be able to play with a sibling,
Absolutely.
So I really kind of think that's cool.
And then, Paige gets evicted. Big bummer. I think she was the one chance at having an on the block shout out this year.
Yeah.
Because she was a super fan, and I really had a lot of hope in her. I thought she was going to be really great. So kind of sad.
Did you watch Godfrey's video he posted on Facebook?
I have not.
Dude, I agree with him, and he was talking about how it was just a really dumb move on Levita's part, because why get out this tiny little 19-year-old girl that just was not really jiving necessarily anyway, sounds like. So obviously we talked about this earlier before we went live, that it sucks that she didn't even make the feeds. She got rished. And anyway, but she was a sweetie. She probably would have been our only shot for OTB shout out.
Yeah, I think
which is what we live for.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
that's it's kind of the thing about
it. I'll be honest with you, it'll make your day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
The thing about it, HOH is not necessarily the first HOH is not necessarily the best thing. It's not necessarily the worst thing. It's all about how you play it and how good of a player you are and how you can mitigate everything around you, because you're getting a lot of information really quick. Everyone's trying to play you. No one wants to be first. So there's a lot of information being told to you. You got to make some gut decisions, and if you screw up and go after a weakling, which seems like it seems smart to go after someone weak, but that could bite you in the ass, which coming into this next week, they haven't showed the episode yet, but we find out that Jared wins HOH. Is that his name? Jared? Jeremy. I want to call him Jeremy. But yeah, Jared.
We gotta get these names right.
Sorry, bear with us, folks, but I think
Tim
we're
and
close.
Cassandra made me say Kim earlier, so.
So Jared wins HOH. We finally get the two internationals in, and I think we should talk about the international now, because at first I was super skeptical. I wanted my boy Jace to go in super badly, but I'm going to be super skeptical of Tim. But saying that, now watching him on the feed so far, I think he's playing really well. I think he's playing smart. I think he's playing this very interesting game where it sounded like he came out and told them all that he was the winner, but then he made it seem like, oops, I'm so dumb, I shouldn't have said that, or doing a little it was he's volunteering that information to gain their trust, to be oh, this guy's such a airhead, and then the fact that he's so honest, he's gonna tell us everything, he's setting the stage for fucking some workamouts, he's gonna cut some people. I think
workamouts, is that kind of is that like a walkabout?
Well, exactly. He's gonna take a few drongos for a walkabout. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Watching him, and
he knows to to get in good graces with the majority of the house, because there is kind of the majority, and he's he's
He's
working
a
a social game.
social
It's fun
game.
to see social game.
And he's
So,
really playing Cassandra hard. I think both of them are working together. Nikki, I'd imagine. I say that Nikki, again, she's another person where it's like she knows this game. She's seen this stuff before. Like she's another person where it's like she's playing like really cool. I think she's a character that's known to lose her temper, but she's actually just like playing it real calm and like, oh yeah, like everything's cool. Like I think she's holding back the demons.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
my first little
Well,
thoughts on it.
dude, it's so early in the season,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that right now on the feeds we're seeing the wild cards kind of get their footing and
Mm-hmm.
try to figure things out. But once their game's established, it's what's really fun is because like I've got to believe they want to win, but at the same time, after you've already won the show or been successful on a show in your own country, and you're just in a foreign land playing a game that it's just for whatever really. Like you might really do just some fucking outlandish shit. So it might be it's really going to be fun because like with Nikki, I don't know how much
She cares.
I don't know how much game to expect out of her. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because everything that I been shown, and I admit I've never seen her seasons of BBUK, but everything I've been shown is more about meltdown and stuff like that. That
I think we've underestimated them.
self-regulated house. No, I don't think so either. But like I'm just saying, like I think she can play the game. There's no doubt about that. But like what I'm saying is, there'll be at a point where if they become at a disadvantage, playing the game might just kind of go out the window to entertain you and get the fuck out because they know what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They know
Getting
it's
TV
more
time.
about getting some TV time and then now they're making a little bit of impression on the season then going.
Yeah.
So if it starts looking upside down for them, but if that happens, it'll be fun to watch. So that's what we expect out of Jace anyway.
Yeah.
So that would have been great.
Yep,
I just wanted him to be backdoored and like all over North America.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but okay, Jared's HOH right now. Talking about when are noms tomorrow morning or tonight?
Ooh, I think
I don't have to
Hamster.
schedule
Yeah, Hamster Watch just posted a photo that they got nominations today on their board or whatever.
Okay.
So like that could mean tonight, which I mean there's still time. It's only 10:42 there.
Sure.
So I think there's still time.
So right now it's looking like Shari and Levita. Is that right? And I know that Jared and Kelsey have been talking about Levita going, just because of last week and everything. And that's the typical eye for an eye type of revenge, gameplay.
I think,
but
that's a typical that starts off a great season. Like that just gets the balls rolling for this just tit for tat the rest of the season, just picking away at teams.
yeah, no, absolutely. But there has been some arguments to get rid of Shari that have already come up. So because Levita, they say she's kind of checked out, at the moment.
Yeah,
So,
which I mean that's a good strategy. Obviously,
Tim-
a lot of people
Tim
think
said-
she's the smart one. Or Shari is the smart one.
Tim said that Levita's given up, but I mean, a lot of game left. She's not even nominated yet. So we're kind of talking ahead of the pitch, but at the same time, this is where the conversations are leading. There is an official alliance in the House Third Wheel, which is Jared, Kelsey, and Raul. This is a week 2 alliance, which has good potential to stick around as any. It'll be interesting to see. You can't call it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You can call it the collapse of a House majority alliance. Early on, but kind of like the first 5.
Yeah, really. Raul's,
Which
I mean,
that could have steamrolled. Who knows what I could have?
yeah, really.
Canada's
Get
HOH
in there. Yeah. I think, Raul's definitely someone that I did not expect to be in the position that he's in, where like right now he's sitting with the power, and then who knows who could win. What's the like it seems like he's in a swing position because he's not going to be the main head of the snake, so either way he can go with the flow.
Yeah, I think he's making the rounds in the house, and that's good. He's working it, and hats off. Anybody that's moving, man. Like we've always said, I wish they'd give him like Fitbits in the house and count steps, because I guarantee you, at this point in the game, whoever makes the most steps is talking to the most people. And there's a good chance if they're doing it right.
They really should have some sort of like tracker that like tracks like like everything. Like we talked about that in the house, where it's like you should have a tracker that sees where they go, like the positions they're in, like there's like lines out on a map and stuff.
You could do some type of chart where it would, or you could do things which showed the people that spent the most time in what room had success through the game and things like that. From season to season, and just you can track different things. Yeah, and I think honestly, Big Brother Canada, they lead the way. I have no reason to believe that they wouldn't try to implement something like that in future seasons, just as that technology becomes more expected in these kind of shows. I believe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
more ways to interact.
Dude, where do you want to go from here? Like
I mean, they pretty much today they just opened up the have not rooms for the house guests, which
the honeymoon suite,
the honeymoon, which I love. Like it's like that little chapel, little white chapel, is that what it's called? But I love it because
the honeymoon suite or something like that.
Yeah, there's there's always like a showman's, and now they have the perfect like little venue to do little marriage, Big Brother marriage. And I think sleeping on those pews, like I think those might be up there as some of the worst sleeping arrangements for have not in North America history.
Okay.
Only like close to like, I don't know. I think ours is still.
Ours is pretty bad, dude. I mean, like I'm 6'3" and a quarter is what Dr. Horowitz measured me at before on the show, and dude, I did not fit in those airplane seats at all.
Well, these pews look even smaller, like lengthwise.
Well, but there's not seat belts in your.
I know the seat belts is the seat belts is the. I think that's the bad push. Yeah, that's the one that pushes it over.
One thing to hop back to, I know that we can come back to the have not room, but I just want to mention it before we forget, because this comes in like earlier on in the feeds. A point of game to mention is Dallas is talking to Ramsey about the fourth vote suspicion. They want to throw that towards Cassandra to try to get her nominated. It's obviously not on the radar right now. Even the hit list would involve Maddie if Levita won the power veto, I believe. So it's but it is worth mentioning that is something that Dallas said. So
I think that's kind of curious, because literally right before we went live here, Dallas and Cassandra got into like this little weird play fight that she tried to like convert into like a real fight after the fact, where she's trying to use it as like leverage almost, and try to she tells to the camera, she goes into the have not room and tells the camera like, I'm going to try to use that, I'm going to try to get everyone in the house against Dallas, essentially. So she was going to try to use that. She brings in Tim, they're already tight, she just has to slip a little like, isn't Dallas fucking dumb, like, or whatever the fuck, and so I think that this could be a great little narrative building up here of Cassandra versus Dallas, which I think both of those have the possibility to bring some fireworks, which would be great.
The big time. That could be really good pre-jury fights.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, let's talk about the have-nots since you bounced in the room right quick. Let's talk about it's Cassandra, Joel, Shari, and Levita are the have-nots. So there's that.
We always talk about kind of the importance of have-nots. I don't know if it plays as much of a role. It has to, kind of. But being sequestered essentially into this miserable condition with a group of other people is a bonding experience, essentially. So, the people that get sent there together are the people that sometimes create alliances and sometimes create very strong bonds. So it's something to look for in all these people and see if they start getting tighter with each other just because of a shared miserable experience. Something to think about.
Absolutely, like misery bonds.
Absolutely.
So that's definitely something I can see happening, and at least this early in the game, there's gonna be a lot of talk because Joel and Cassandra are not in the third wheel, which is kind of the power of the house. And obviously Shari and Levita are on the outs, just looking like they could be nominees. So it could be interesting to see what kind of game takes place in there. So it's just something to kind of keep an eye on.
Yeah, this is literally day 2 of the feeds, essentially, I think. And yeah, so that's where we're at, and I think that's a perfect
good place to wrap it
up. Absolutely. I just want to give a big shout out to Audrey, because Sequester Cast is officially in precast, I guess, and everyone can go out there right now and vote. I know Spencer, we usually, again, don't like to vote on things, but my girl Deb is in the mix. And actually, I found out today that another one of my Twitch people is in the mix, Natty Ice. So go out there.
I know another person in the mix.
Well, get yours?
Yeah, Chris. So.
Oh yeah, yep. So On the Block officially supports and endorses all three of those candidates.
Yes, we'll support those.
Go support the shit out of them, but especially
if they were to get involved and participate in something that Audrey is doing, I think they'd, as I know them, they would make that very successful.
Absolutely, they're very awesome people that are entertaining as all get out, and I think would be of great value. All right,
and Chris is actually doing a podcast this season for Big Brother Canada.
Did Chris?
So check that out.
Who made our intro?
It's Chris.
Yeah, that was Chris. So again, On the Block.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
That's
it's a part of the family.
Of our legacy.
Yep.
Yeah.
All three of these people are part of the family, the On the Block family. So really go out there and just vote as many times as you can, and I'm sure everyone else is equally awesome and probably loves us too. So sorry, but they've been the most vocally great.
Yeah, exactly. You should have stood out so you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, Deb's loyal. You know what I mean?
Deb's exactly. She's got Tuck on
hardcore.
TMZ. Like that's why she's 100%. Like I've only just started talking to Natty Ace, which I want to give her votes. But yeah, Deb's my girl. Like,
no, absolutely.
She's got a Tuck T-shirt.
She's been
there for a long time now.
Absolutely, she's OG.
Exactly.
But anyway. All right. What else is worth mentioning right now?
Nothing. Let's
Max Dawson and Corinne have Survivor with all the fixins. Their podcast. It's available again on our SoundCloud and iTunes.
On the Block.
We're gonna get a static image and do a YouTube thing so that can be available there as well, and get that going. But please check that out. It's a hilarious Survivor podcast, and Corinne does an awesome job. Max edits it with sound effects and does some funny shit. It's definitely worth checking out. It's really a good product. It's worth your time.
Mm-hmm.
So get it off iTunes and or SoundCloud.
Yep, absolutely. I'm gonna try to get those up on our YouTube with just like Did you already say that? Sorry, I was zoning out.
No, I didn't say that. But that's
something we're working on. We got to get our SoundCloud. Our SoundCloud On the Block podcast. I think it is. And then search iTunes.
It's
you'll
on the Block
that.
Network.
Yep, On the Block Network.
I changed it the other day.
Okay, yeah. So then, and also, On the Block iTunes. You'll see our image. You know it's us. Hit that button. Subscribe. Listen to Max. Listen to us. Do the good stuff. Be good. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Spencer B. Clausen. I don't know.
Yep, follow me as Mr. Clausen.
Yep, and follow me at McCray Shum. And we'll see you guys next time on the block. Bye-bye.
Bye. Subscribe.